Hi guys, my name is Hadi Ahmed, the creative director at Ali Photography, and welcome back to the channel. Sorry we've been away for a while. So on today's channel, right, we'll be talking about your phone camera and what you need to know before spending that huge amount of money getting one. So number one is the size of your sensor. What is a sensor? A sensor is that device, right? Like it's that chip that is behind your camera, right? Behind these lenses, right? It captures light. And what's the characteristics of light? Characteristics of light is also called photons, and your sensor captures those light photons onto the camera, onto the sensor, and your image processor, because every camera is supposed to have an image processor that's supposed to process your image. Your image processor converts the light photons from your environment or from your subject or whatever you're taking a picture of and processes it, and that's where you get pictures onto your image, onto your phones. So why is the size of your sensor important? Most DSLRs, which most everybody knows, DSLRs are the cameras you probably see around, and then we've been introduced to mirrorless and stuff. So the size of image of your sensors are measured in inches, but for cameras, for phone cameras, they're measured in fractions of an inch. So for cameras like DSLR, like the full frames, the very good ones are like 35 mm, which is approximately like 1.385 inches. Your phone cameras are not up to that. So if the size of your image sensor is like really small, like iPhone is like 1/1.1/3, 1/3 of an inch. Some other phones are like 1/1.7 of an inch, right? Converting that is like almost equals to an inch. So you need a sensor that's big enough, right? That is almost an inch, right, to capture more light, because the bigger your sensor, the more light photons it can get from your environment, the more detail it has from the environment. And smaller sensors, which our phone cameras have, they kind of like, what's the word? They kind of don't work well in low light situations. So what I mean low light situation is when like you're like outside or you're probably in a place and then you're trying to take a picture, this is dark, not too bright, not too lit, and then you're seeing this dot, these things like noise. You call them noise, digital noise. Because your phone sensor is not as big, right? It doesn't work well in low light situations. So if you are going for a new camera, note the size of the sensor. I think they always list it under the properties. Probably see it on the screen. You put it on the properties is very important because it works well in low light situations, right? It captures more detail in the environment, and then it also allows more pixels. I should have mentioned that your sensor is made up of pixels. Pixels are what captures those photons necessary for taking pictures. Thank you. Number two, the size of the pixels. Remember I said the pixels is what's on sensor. They're what captures the light that's coming from your environment or from your subject or whatever you want to take a picture of. They capture light from the environment and onto your sensor. So the size of the pixels are important. Pixels are measured in microns, or also called micrometers. So this is important because the bigger the pixels, the more light they can capture from your environment, right? And the smaller they are, like the less light they'll be capturing from your environment. So the bigger they are is better. And this solves the problem of digital noise, because phone cameras are like digital, right? They're digital in nature, electronic and stuff. So the smaller the pixels, the less light it can capture from your environment, meaning that the digital noise and the quality will reduce. But then the bigger it is, the more light it can capture from your environment. So always check the size of your pixels. Also, because the size of sensors are like not too big like that, so you need pixels that are quite large in nature, that are big in nature, that are not too big, not too small, right? And you don't want a small one, because the smaller pixels on the small sensor, it's not capturing so much light. So you want something that's big enough. So we have once you are checking your phone camera details, you can always see the size of the pixels. They are measured in microns, or also called micrometers. Thank you for watching this video up to this point. We can't wait to share with you more on what you should know about your phone camera in consecutive videos. Don't forget to like, don't forget to share, don't forget to subscribe. Tell your friends about Ali Photography. We are back. See you soon. Bye.